Greetings, family. This is Queen Neat Hatshepsut Ma'at, and I am just excited about having the opportunity to share with you all this morning. I am up early and out early, and I don't really do out early for those of you all who know me, but I am out fighting this traffic in Atlanta. And so I get, after each one of my videos, I get a lot of feedback, and I love the feedback. I love it, and I welcome it. And so I had a sister that asked me, she said, Queen, you often talk a lot about relationships and about our status in relationships. I really don't know how to make the differentiation between what I am in a relationship. I said, I said, sis, tell me what you mean. And so she said, I just give my all whenever I'm in a relationship, and I'm hoping that a man will decide that he wants to fully commit to me based upon my all. I said, okay. I said, sis, you know what? That is real honest. And I appreciate your complete honesty with it, because in you being that honest, if you're doing it, and I've heard it before from other sisters, then I need to have a little chat, you know? And I love it. I love what the Creator has done in making me a queen, and making me a queen at such a young age, because in me being a queen, I get to address a lot of the things that we experience sometimes before we make lifetime mistakes. One of my very best teachers, Bishop Otis Lockett, God rest his soul, he was talking to the congregation, because I was living in Greensboro at the time. And our church probably at that time had about 6,000 members. Now, there are 6 major colleges in Greensboro, Emetep Destiny in Greensboro. So of 6,000 people, 70% of our church was teenagers and college students. So if you can imagine 70% of your church being college students, and we ain't talking regular, we talking just gorgeous and fine college students, Emetep Tuesday. And so in that, it was like he had to put some stop losses in place, because folk was getting pregnant. I mean, everybody was getting pregnant. And so the first thing that he did, and see, I respect that man, because when he did things that were not the best decision, he was man enough to come back to the congregation and say, we're not doing this way anymore. This is not the most positive. This isn't the best decision. And see, I respect that in a leader. When I make mistakes, especially when it comes to my students, I'll talk to them and tell them in a minute, no, we tried this. We're not doing this. Nope, we're not doing this. And so I respect that, because that's the sign of a leader of excellence. So he used to make everybody go, what's up, Melissa? He used to make the couples go and stand before the church and apologize for getting pregnant. And, you know, just in hindsight, you're apologizing for having sex to some people who are sitting up molesting children and doing all types of real off-the-hook stuff. And you're asking them to forgive you because you have conceived a child out of wedlock. The real deep thing with that is you don't have the ability to conceive a child unless the universe co-signs it. Now, we bad as a mob, but you can't create life. Who you think you are? No. If you conceive a child, the universe has co-signed that child getting here. Now, the quality of child that you conceive, now, baby, that's on a whole different dynamic. You do get to decide that, because you decide who you lay down with. And so when we don't take time to find out who this person is, this is why I teach waiting 90 days before you have sex with a man. What is presented to you, and baby, what you find out you've actually laid down with is oftentimes two totally different things. And in doing so, if we just take time to build with a brother, to get to know him, then you would find out, you know what? Everything ain't right up here. So before I sit up and make a life covenant with you, and I sit up and I bring a child's life into this world with you, let me find out who you are before I open up my most intimate part, my seed of creation. Because every woman and every man has 8 wombs in their body. And so when I give you my seed of creation, then I affect the creative mechanisms all throughout my body. So you see, I don't care if it's summer. I'm not ever that horny that I'm going to be in an 18-year sentence because I gave my body to you and I got pregnant. And then I ended up with a child that I resent because that child is just like you and I didn't know how you were. And so I really want to talk about different levels of commitment because nobody has this conversation with us. Oftentimes, and it's sad because we learn by example more so than words. We see women completely audition in order to become a committed mate. So we see women loan money, co-sign cars, come to a point where you don't ever have to even take me out on a date. You can just come see about me. And when you come see about me, I'll cook for you. You can bring your dirty drawers. I'll wash your drawers. I'll rub your back. I'll give you a little sex. And then you can leave. And we do this on a regular basis. So you don't never have to spend no money because I know you got kids and I know things are tight for you. So yeah. So you find comfort in coming over to see about me. Baby, that's not a dating relationship. That is not a dating relationship. If he does not take you out, you are not in a dating relationship. We need to stop babying grown ass men. Who is that? Angela. Imatep Angela. And I love my brothers. Hear me when I tell you. But I will not enable a grown behind man to live beneath his privilege and not to step up to the plate. So baby, if he doesn't have the money to take you out, then that's the life that you're getting ready to lead. So when y'all go out, you gotta pull your credit card out. Imatep all the way from the UK, Alexandra, you getting ready to start taking your credit card out. Y'all can't never go on vacation because he don't never have no money. A man's obligation is to be the provider, the protector, and the priest over the home. You cannot be the spiritual authority of your house and still respect that man as your head. I don't care how modern you are, how cool you are, all of this mess. He's my house husband. Even that does not work in our culture. In our culture, we need a man that can provide and protect. If he is not in a position to provide and protect, he is not in a position, and I'm getting ready to be real crude, to take your pussy. Put your pussy up, sis, because you're better than that. Okay? Please understand that, because at the end of the day, that is a reward. That is a reward. That is a benefit of the relationship. That is not the relationship. So having sex with you should not even be on the table for a minimum of 90 days. Because see, when I have sex with you, then I enter into a life covenant with you, whether I make a baby or not. I have given you my most intimate place, and I don't know you. Think about how many people you have slept with and you don't know their middle name. You don't know nothing about his mama. You don't know nothing about his daddy. You know nothing about his mental illness. You know nothing about the trends that run in his family. What are the trends that run in his family? What type of illness is he about to bring to you? And are you healer enough to heal his illness? And so today I want to talk about wife, wifey, girlfriend, and side chick. Because, beloved, we continue to settle. And this is the crazy thing about being female. We will settle for a joker and then build up bitterness. There's a Kemetic proverb that was stolen and put in the Bible, and it said it is better to live on a rooftop than to live with a contentious woman. How does a woman become contentious? A sister becomes contentious when she has realized, oh my God, I have settled because I got lonely. I settled for this joker. And in me settling for this joker, he's not what he presented. But I'm already too far in it because I've given him my sex. If you would stop being so easy, sis, what we got taught in slavery is one of the reasons that we screw so quickly. We are still looking at Sex in the City, and we're making Sex in the City be the way that we conduct ourselves. That is the way that some white women on TV conducted themselves. You are the mother of civilization. And so you have a responsibility for the babies that you bring into this world, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Just because you let a brother ejaculate inside of you, he may not create a physical baby with you, but he is creating babies in all 8 of the wombs of your body. The majority, 90% of brothers do not have what it takes to be a polygamist. But yet, because we are so desperate to be in a relationship, we settle for being nothing but one of his side chicks. Baby, let me tell you, if his wife doesn't know about you, you are nothing more than a side piece of pussy to him. Yes, ma'am. And I don't use that word, but sis, that's exactly what you have made the choice to position yourself for. If he is still married, so he's separated, you are nothing but a side piece, sis, and you deserve better than that. Now, what are you going to do when he says, you know what? Me and that woman got kids. And so what we decided to do for the sake of the children, we're going to go on back and we're going to get back together. And then your whole world is rocked. You have given him your mind. He probably ain't got no money because he's sitting up keeping money going over there. So you done came out your pocket. You done came out your heart. You done gave every bit of yourself to somebody else's husband. And then you left looking stupid as hell. Left looking stupid. I've done it. So wait a minute. Please understand, if this is your first time tuning in to queenneat.com, baby, let me help you. I speak oftentimes from experience. That's one of the reasons that I'm a queen, and that's one of the reasons that I'm so relatable. Because if I haven't been there, I've had to counsel women through a lot of this. I've counseled and pulled a lot of women off of the ledge, literally, who have wanted to who have wanted to commit suicide because they've done this. And even in this he's separated situation, several sisters get pregnant. So just imagine you done laid down and had a baby by somebody else's husband because he keeps saying, well, I'm going to divorce her and I'm going to marry you, and I'm going to divorce her and I'm going to marry you. So you feel like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you my body because I'm not worth the commitment. Because you said you was going to commit to me. You said. So therefore, I continue to audition. Stay over there. Therefore, I continue to audition. Why are you auditioning? You are the prize as a woman. Why are you auditioning to be his woman? He is supposed to chase you. Why are you chasing him? If he is not showing you adequate attention, at any one time, I have 10 to 15 brothers that are trying to holler at me. At any one time. I do. And you know what? That's cool. But my attention is not really on any of them. Because, see, I have to pay attention to, first of all, my readings. I have a responsibility as to who I present to the public as my mate. I have a responsibility. So the relationship that a brother is graced to have with me, he has to be coming correct. He has to be able to protect me spiritually. I got dumb heifers trying to throw witchcraft at me left and right every day. Left and right every day. I got people, it's so cute, people who have other programs similar to me will send women into my course to find out what I'm teaching in order to try to throw witchcraft on my stuff. Baby, what God has anointed, you don't have enough juju. Your ashe ain't high enough. You can spend $15,000 on a ritual against me. You can't do it, baby. You understand who I am. You got it twisted. I'm complimented, but you can't do it. So let's go back. Beloved, before you take a brother's phone number, before you do it, get a reading. I charge $35. I got readers all over everywhere. I don't know nobody to charge less than I do. They yell at me because I charge so little. But baby, instead of setting yourself up and setting a baby up for a life of heartache, get a reading. There is no dick that is so good that it's worth compromising who you are. And I understand being dick whooped, okay? See, Queen Nee just talks real, so if you can't handle this, hang up, get off, go find somebody else, okay? But for real, I know what it is to be strung out feeding. I get it. It exists. That's a real thing. All day, every day. So I don't down anybody who gets strung out. But before you get strung out, baby, if you just get, that's one of my husbands right there. Let's see. Yes, Mutai, yes, indeed. So, you are absolutely correct. That's why you on the list. You're just wonderful. Anyway, listen, sisters. Why would you settle for being a side chick? Let me explain to you what side chick energy does. When you settle for being a side chick, so a brother comes to you and he presents polygamy, okay? And so most of the time, what really upsets me is that the polygamy thing is often done in the name of a religious system, okay? And so he'll sit down, he'll study Torah with you, he'll study the Quran with you, he'll study whatever books with you. so that he so-called builds you up spiritually. And so the way that the game goes, it says, well, sis, this is what I'm going to do. I want to build you up so that you and my wife can get together and study. So I'm all dedicated to everything with you. I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm just dedicated. I want you to be better. And he don't have no sex with you. It's smooth now. It's smooth, baby. It's smooth. He don't have no sex with you, but he checking on you every day, and you like, oh my God, this is such an upstanding man. But see, he's plotting. That joker plotting. He ain't spending time getting you all spiritually equipped for nothing. He's setting you up for the kill. Okay, so come on over. So in setting you up for the kill, he ain't got no intention of connecting you with his wife. So after he done read you enough scriptures and showed you all the scriptures about being an additional wife, then, well, I got to test it out. I got to make sure we're sexually compatible, and I don't want to cause no problems with my wife until I make sure that we're sexually compatible. Okay, so you go on ahead because he done spent time with you, and, he's studying with me and everything. And so, he's coming over, he's checking on me, and ain't nobody else checking on me. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give him a little bit to make sure we're sexually compatible. And so here we are. You're having sex with somebody else's husband. She don't know nothing about you. No, baby, you're not a sister wife. You are nothing but a side piece of behind for him. Now, I do not fault that brother. Nope. Because you know what? He didn't rape you. He didn't force you. Because your self-esteem was so low, and because you chose not to fall in love with you, you opened the door for him to come right on in. You did. Your low self-esteem vibe said, well, whatever way I can get a man, I'll settle for it. So if I gotta be with somebody else's man, come on, I'll just take you any way that you come, because I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I'm getting older. My biological clock is ticking, so I'm going to go on ahead and I take you. I don't necessarily like it, but I don't see no other prospects. You are running away the other prospects because the universe is not confused. If you're sending out the energy to the universe and you're saying, well, Michael wants me to be a second wife, a side chick, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill that space with Michael. So universe, don't send me nothing that I could deserve. Don't send me nothing that wants me and me alone. Don't send me nothing like that. No, don't send me that. Greetings. Don't send me nothing like that. I don't want a man of my own. And so, sis, when you decide to settle to be a side chick, the energy that you also draw to you, the same way you cheated with that woman's husband, if you finally raise your vibration to the point that you actually get a man of your own, you can best better believe that joker is going to cheat on you. Trust me when I tell you, honey, karma is not a liar, and she has no respect of man or woman. She is coming for that tail. Please hear me. Please hear me also, sis, that karma also comes in the form of fibroid tumors. Karma also comes in the form of womb cancers. Karma also comes in the form of breast cancers. So a lot of times when you make the decision and you think it's cool to sit up and sleep with a married woman's husband, baby, it comes back to you just like that. So I'm being as straight and as real with you because very shortly I'm going to be a naturopathic doctor, since so many people need doctor in front of my name in order to believe I know what I'm talking about. Baby, this is what I do all day, every day. I already got more degrees than a thermometer. But sugar, I'm trying to let you know karma is not a play. You could have slept with somebody's husband 20 years ago. And all of a sudden, you feeling lumps in your breath. Oh no, in your breast. Sugar, karma ain't forgot nothing. Just like these aborted babies in the conscious community. Okay? Or you done become a preacher now. And so you keep stepping over all those dead babies that are up and down the aisle in your church. Yes, that was directed. Take it like you will. I said it, I mean it, and I'll call your name. Don't play with me. So when you have all these women in the church, all of a sudden pregnant by the preacher, all the babies running around looking the same, and he got a wife, sugar, you better know you got karma coming. So what does that karma also looks like? Sometimes that child ends up being a hellion because you made the decision to mess with somebody else's union, so that baby comes through and that baby is your payback. Sometimes, and I don't care who gets upset because it ain't nothing but the truth, swing your titty and see if I'm lying. Throw your shells. Swing a pendulum. When your sons get up out of here, 13, 14, 15 years old, when they get sentenced to juvie and then to a lifetime of jail, when we trace back the history of how that child got here, you were sleeping with somebody else's man. Baby, karma's not a game. I'm not saying every case, but in many cases, yeah. See, I'm the one that ends up counseling all of that. I counsel all of that. I get calls all throughout the night with all of that. And so, oh my God, Queen Nee, them white people, they done arrested my son. They done arrested my son. Okay, he's in jail. He's got 3 hots and a cot. Let's sit down and talk about it. How did he get here? How did he get here? Yes, ma'am. Sometimes your children live out your karma. 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 So if you close your legs and stop deciding that you're going to be a side chick, then you would keep some of your children from going through the things that you do. Ask yourself an honest question. And I've posted it up this week. Spirit has had me on children. If you think it's been deep on Facebook, you should have been in my classes this weekend. My classes this past weekend were not a joke. We're dealing with sacred unions and sacred relationships. You are in 2 types of sacred union. The union with your children and the union with your real mate. So let's talk about that sacred union with that child that you chose to bring here. See, many of us never had an interest in becoming a mother. We just got pregnant. You didn't just get pregnant. You know what an ovulation cycle is. You know that you can only get pregnant about 3 to 5 days a month. And you made the choice to lay down, gap your legs and get pregnant and let somebody ejaculate inside of you. You made that decision. So since you made that baby, Winnie Ames, Tanya, when you make that decision, beloved, how do you then treat that baby? I put a post up and I said, if you're going to be authentic, you have to deal with the babies that you killed. And press the share button, sugar, because somebody needs to hear this on their way to work this morning. Press the share button. I said, to be authentic, you have to deal with the babies that you killed and with the babies whose spirits you kill daily. I want you to think about how much of your frustration you take out on your children. That child did not ask to be here. You gapped your legs. And so somebody said, well, Queen, why are you always dealing with the sisters? Why don't you deal with the brothers? Because the brothers didn't gap their legs. You made the decision. if you don't just sit up and gap your legs, then he can't make a baby inside of you. Be surprised how that thing works. Because we act like desperate women. We act like we are desperate. Oh, let me go ahead and spring this on him. Let me put this on him, and I'm going to keep it. Ask yourself the honest question. How many women, for real, threw it on a brother, was his show enough freak, and that got you a marriage proposal? It doesn't work. So why do we keep doing the same thing over and over again, and we keep on making these physical and energetic babies with people over and over again, and we end up with no commitment, and we end up just being used pieces of vagina? Because you done gave it to him, and I tried it with him, and I got 2 months over here with him, and I got 3 months over here with him. Why? Why are you auditioning? Please help me understand. If you are the prize, why do you keep auditioning? I'm going to deal with my sisters who are shacking up. Let me ask you this question. Well, you know, Queen, I love him and he loves me. And, you know, he was always at my house and I was always at his house. So we thought we would just go on here and live together. Okay, so what incentive does he have to marry you? What incentive does he have? You haven't saved anything for marriage. So we done gave him every freak move we know. We done studied Kama Sutra. We done studied tantric sex. We done everything freak for him. Okay? We washing drawers. We keeping the house clean. We're doing everything that a wife does. So there's nothing to look forward to in actually being a wife, except you get to be on his insurance. If he die, you get his social security and you get his name. Most of us don't even mandate a ring, and then we'll turn around and we go to some of these fake ass religions. Well, I don't believe in commitment. I don't believe in marriage. I just want a commitment ceremony. No, that's all he's willing to give you. And then he wants to do that behind closed doors. He doesn't want to do that out in public. So he doesn't really want to give up his player card, because see, he know everything about you. There is nothing to get to know in you as a wife. Because I done lived with you for 14 years. I done lived with you for 8 years. I done lived with you for 3 years. Why are you auditioning? If you stop auditioning, you'd be surprised how many commitments we would have. Brothers don't have a reason to make a commitment to you. For what? The old people were not off when they said, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? What ends up happening is he's so familiar with you that it's like, oh, well, if I got her, let's see if I can go over here and try Betty. Betty about 2 levels higher than her. Well, I'm messing with Betty and I'm messing with my boo at home. Let's see who else. Because a man's mentality is to conquer. That is who he is by nature. Men are conquerors. So when you done gave him every bit of you and got reading the first and you shacking up with somebody, you don't know who you shacking up with. You have no idea who you are shacking up with. Press the share button. You might help somebody not make a stupid decision. Well, Queen, you know, my money got tight, and so, you know, he helps me with my bills. Okay, let's ask about this. So you now pretty much become his slave. Because what happens is, if he gets pissed off with you, or loses his job, or gets comfortable because y'all living together and quits his job, then you gotta step on eggshells and play real nice, because now he paying half the bills. You done got real comfortable. Do you have anywhere to go if that joker change up on you once you decide to move in? Anywhere to go? You ain't got no papers. Now, if you move in with him, sugar, he can put you out. Depending on the state, he can put your glad rags out. Now, Georgia, you have to give somebody a 30-day notice. But if you don't want me in the house, I'm not trying to sleep somewhere where you don't want me for 30 days. What? Are you even, because we have positioned ourselves to become such poor money managers, have you saved up enough money for an exit plan if things go south? Or are you just so sure that your good got you locked in because you done auditioned? I know him, queen. I know him, queen. He loved me. He all about me, queen. And so I'm sitting up listening to you, but you don't know I'm sitting up counseling his other girlfriend as well. Yeah, you'll be surprised just how stupid you look in the conscious community, because everybody know but you. So the first thing you need to do before you end up being the side chick, before you sit up and be the wifey, before you sit up and compromise yourself as the girlfriend. Let me say something about that term girlfriend. Anytime you pass the age of 18, you are too old to be anybody's girlfriend. If you are too old to be called a girl, then you are too old to be somebody's girlfriend. I wish I thought I would have a boyfriend. I don't need no boyfriend. I need a two-bald grown-ass man. Do you hear me? A boyfriend. What? Because if you call him a boyfriend because your words carry an energy, then he's going to act just like a boyfriend. So a boyfriend might come by and cut your grass every once in a while, change your oil every once in a while. These are boyfriend things to do. But sweetie, are you not better than that? A boyfriend? What? No, we don't do boyfriends. Okay? And so when you treat him like a boyfriend and you spoil him like a boyfriend, one of the worst things that happened was for many of my sisters to get credit cards, because you turn around and you try to buy a man. Put your money up. Let him buy you. Let him buy you. Let him chase you financially, because that shows some level of financial stability. Men have become so extremely spoiled, and that's because my sisters are desperate, so we will pull out a credit card in a minute. He halfway say, oh, you know what? I really wanted some rims on my car, but I had to pay my child support. And here you go to the rescue. Oh, baby, I got you. Just consider this an early Christmas present, an early birthday present. And you don't even celebrate Christmas. But what you think is you're buying his loyalty. You cannot buy a man's loyalty. You cannot do it. He's either loyal to you or he's not. And if he's so loyal to you and he's so committed to you, then he will marry you. If he cannot afford to marry you, he does not need to be dating you. Where are we going with this dating thing? How are we dating and we have no date set? What are we doing? You're just wasting my time because you cannot afford me. You don't have, and then you got the nerve, you want to run up in me raw, but you can't afford what you currently have. You running up in me raw. You can't afford an additional baby. So I'm not going to put a child in that position, because then I end up resenting that child, because I am in a constant mode of struggle. Because I can't afford the child. And when I laid down and I got pregnant with you, I knew you couldn't afford the child. But because I was operating in desperation mode, because I didn't want to be one of those women who don't have a man, then I settled for you out of my desperation. I chose to play wifey with no commitment whatsoever. I chose to play wifey. Sis, as long as you are choosing to play wifey, you will keep wifey energy. I know women that have shacked with a man for 4, 5, 14 freaking years. And he ain't planning to marry her. It just works. She pay her part of the bills. I pay my part of the bills. And when a man is living with you for more than a year, when y'all are living together for more than a year and you have no date, baby, what you doing? What you doing? He either don't have the money to commit to you, but you such a good woman, he don't want to lose you. How selfish is that? If you can't afford her, leave her alone. Let the next man who can afford her, who can make a better life for her, get her. Get out of her way. I can't afford her, but yeah, you know, she way out of my league, but let me go ahead and try. Oh, yo, she was desperate. She took me in. Sis, are you serious? Are you serious? And again, I don't fault a player. I fault you. Because you didn't get a reading. Because you responded to him out of your desperation. Because you were not in love with yourself enough to say, I deserve better than what he's offering. I deserve better than this. No. When you keep seeing these little signs, pay attention to them. But where the problem comes in, we done had sex with a joker before we start paying attention to the signs. We don't want to be lonely. It's the springtime now. I want to get me a little some. It's the springtime. I need some spring penis. Really, sis? How about you fall in love with you? How about you start taking steps to fall in love with you? I am so excited that with my Sacred Medicine Woman class, because I get so many women that say, oh, Queen, I can't commit to that for 2 years. I can't do 2 years. And so Spirit gave me how to break that up. I'm getting ready to start offering Sacred Medicine Woman in courses. So I'll offer an 8-week course of Sacred Space, and we'll go through them 8 weeks at a time at my convenience. So you can't do a whole 2 years because you're not about commitment. That's why you hop from man to man and bed to bed and penis to penis. Okay. Let's just start your little shiny hips with 8 weeks. You probably can't even hang with me for 8 weeks, but it's cool. And then we can go from there. That's fine. You need every last one of those gateways. But let's see if you can make it through one. Let's see if you can make it through one. And so that opportunity is going to come real, real soon. And I'm just real excited about the opportunity coming. I just really am. I really am. And so I want you to understand, sisters, I love you. But if you keep settling and you keep compromising, we're going to keep having these hellish little babies that are created, that never should have been created. I said it. Some of this mess that we're doing, we are bringing on ourselves. We're bringing these relationships on ourselves. And then you're complaining about child support. You're complaining about he don't never spend time with his child. He didn't want the baby from the beginning. That's something you created. That's something you created, baby. He didn't create that. You created that. And so in you creating that out of your desperation, then when he wants to be a daddy, then he comes through and does daddy. But for real, he never had an interest in making a baby with you. You laid down and you decided to do that because you thought that if you went ahead and you let him run up in you raw, that was going to make him commit. No. Your little tutu is not that good, baby. A lot of sisters get tricked with that. They really think they got that good just because a joker tell you. Jokers are going to tell you that you got that good because they want to get your good. Your stuff is really not that good, sis. You know, I mean, I heard one brother say, ain't no such thing as bad twat unless it stinks. So you got to understand the mentality that you're dealing with. And you've got to get out of trying to be somebody's freak of the week. You also have to position yourself. If you let that baby girl come into the world, you are her role model. What the hell kind of role model are you for her? If the role models that you place in front of her are Beyonce and all of those, and see, I ain't mad at Beyonce. Beyonce is doing what she's supposed to do. Okay? Beyonce is a grown woman who dresses extremely sexy, who has a very rich man as a husband. I ain't mad at her. But that's not what she's teaching your daughters. So you got your daughters walking around looking like little whores. I said it. Tell me why your 14-year-old daughter has on tight jeans and every man, including her little nasty male teachers, can see her camel toe. And you don't see nothing wrong with it. And bet not nobody say nothing about my daughter. I said it. Inbox me. Call me. My number's 404-401-7448. Yes, I checked you on you making your daughter look like a whore. I said it. If you don't want little boys running up in your daughter, why do you have her in tight jeans at school? She ain't got no money to buy clothes. You signed off on that. You did that. You are responsible. You are the mother. It is ridiculous. And then when she get pregnant at 16, you got the nerve to stand before the church and to talk about your daughter. When you done positioned her as a daughter, you got her at church with a long dress on. And then you got her with her camel toe out at school. Shut up! You the problem. And so, beloved, what we want to do is continue to have a clear understanding. You are responsible for the children you bring here. And then while we're at it, sis, why are you running around with tight jeans on? Who told you that? Whose attention are you trying to attract with your tight jeans? If you keep saying, oh, black men ain't this and black men ain't that, you got on tight jeans, you showing all your nipples, you showing everything to everybody, and then you want somebody to respect you. You want some upstanding, respectable brother, but you presenting yourself like a trick on the street. And I ain't saying it because I'm hating. Baby, Queen Nick can put on jeans and shut down everything. Don't get it twisted. But because I know what I'm working with, I'm responsible for it. I'm responsible for it. I'm not going to sit up and put all of this in some jeans and make somebody wreck with me walking down the street. For what? I deserve better than what my tight jeans would attract. Every man don't need to know what my camel toe looks like. Every man don't need to know every curvature of my body. And so if you want respect, you have to carry yourself in a respectable manner. You see, they took our foremothers and they put them out on slave blocks, naked. Sometimes they would turn them upside down so that the white men could come in and finger them just to see how tight they were, to see if that's what they wanted to buy. And then we turn around and put on tight jeans so that massa can see how good we look. When I hear sisters say, oh, and white men even like me. What the hell? White men even like you? What are you talking about? So that means that you are what? What does that mean? White men even like you. So with that, because you done lost your whole left and right mind, I want to help you to come into a better understanding. Go visit my website, www.sacredmedicinewoman.com, www.sacredmedicinewoman.com. It is too late to get in my April class. April class is filled to the brim. However, I'm going to start doing these little separate classes. And so you keep watching for that. But go ahead so you can start watching my videos, because sisters, we are the problem. We're the problem. We're the problem. If we nip certain things in the bud, certain things won't persist. It won't. It just won't continue on. We are the mothers of civilization. We need to start acting like it. When other people's little girls watch you, what do they see? What type of example do people's little girls have when they look at you? Do these girls know what it is to look like a lady? Do they have any idea at all what a lady looks like? And I'm not saying you got to always have a dress down to the floor, but my God, does every man get to see everything that you have? And what type of man really wants that? I got really saddened because I told one of my students she wanted this very high level, brother. And he was a high spiritual person and he had a great job and all of that. And she said, Queen Neat, I think I want to go for him. I said, nope. And she got mad and she left my course. And so we were at an event and she had a half naked dress on. And I just looked and I was like, a man of that caliber, you think you're going to attract being half naked? What you're about to attract is some dick up in you. That's about it. That's about all you're going to attract with that. But do you think a man of that caliber is going to have you on his arm? You really think that? You think he wants to commit? If you half naked at a public event, why would he want to carry half naked on his arm to all of his corporate functions and all of that? You played yourself. So, beloved, I'm getting ready to go to my little meeting. Real excited. We're getting ready to expand the Temple of Sekhmet, and I'm over the moon about it. I love every last one of you. I am excited about the opportunity to help you. I do one-on-one counseling. I help women to become better. If you know you need one-on-one counseling, text me 770-861-9906, 770-861-9906. I will be putting up an Eventbrite actually probably by the end of the day to let you know when I'm going to start Sacred Space. We're going to just do 8 weeks together. That's it, 8 weeks. And then when I have time, we'll do another one. And we'll continue to do those. And we're going to see if you can get the help you need since you can't commit to 2 years. Like, I can't do 2 years. Can you do 8 weeks? Do you feel like you can commit to you for 8 weeks? Now, my ladies that are already in, this is not an easy out for you. No, ma'am, you are not eligible. You are on the hook for 2 years. But this is for those who can't commit. So I love all of you all. Shimmy in, het tepu.